What's up, Rockstars? How's it going? Today is a wonderful day. We're going to be covering some really cool games that are coming out like today at the time of release. So hopefully you enjoy that. Let's go in and dive right into it. Thank you to my channel sponsor Into the AM. As a company that believes hard work and a great product is a proper way to conduct business, I am delighted to have them as part of the channel. They have some of the coolest graphic t-shirts around and an absolute best fit and feel that has continually exceeded my expectations. With new shirts arriving all the time and other products like boxers, hats, and even a monthly shirt club, I wholeheartedly recommend them to you. Check out the link in my description of this video for an exclusive 10% off everything they sell. Now, actually, before diving right into it, which is kind of funny, and before I even thank my patrons, which I normally do right away, I just wanted to say that I apologize for not covering this last video between the move and everything like that. Some stuff got away from me, but I'm cool. I'm composed now, as you can see, getting settled into things, and yeah, ready to talk about some cool board games. And of course, thank you to my patrons and YouTube members. It is through their financial support that this channel is possible. They are the foundation, the cornerstone of this channel. Month in and month out, I have expenses where I pay for these games that I show off. A vast majority of them are like that, and that is thanks to them and their support. So thank you so much for that. If you would like to donate through my Patreon and also get some cool benefits like a Discord, stuff like that, there's a link down below. Even $1 a month helps greatly. Additionally, there's 1 week left of my fundraiser for the year. This is to fund 2022, to start some big initiatives, to go and invest in the channel in a larger scale. Thank you so much for the support. We are definitely community driven here. You guys know that. And with that in mind, the community is driving it. So thank you so much. I wanted to quickly just mention that I'll be doing a painting video. I know you guys missed that, at least a lot of you do. And also I'll be adding a Tenaris Dragon collection that is painted or unpainted. You guys get to pick. Whoever gets that will have their choice of that. Again, it is a true donation, so thank you for donating, and the thank you gifts are just my way of giving back as much as I possibly can, in addition to throughout the year with the videos just like this. I wanted to read Adam Teese's comment real quick because I find it important. He said, keep on making content. We don't always agree on things, but glad you keep going. That is why I love you guys. You guys are the smartest community I could ever have the honor of being a part of and a member of. You guys don't just blindly follow everything I say, so I'm going to say some things in this video, and you guys will make your own darn opinions, being able to listen to somebody else's opinion and either agree or disagree, and I think that's fantastic. My aim is to provide my 2 thoughts, my 2 cents on things, and then have you just kind of take that information and take that opinion and then formulate your own based on that and many other aspects of how you guys get information. So that's fantastic. And there's a link down to everything that I cover in this video down below. So first things first, Ancient Blood, the Order of the Vampire Hunters, is actually ending in like 3 days at the time of recording, 2 days probably by the time you guys see this. So very much in the last stretch. My understanding is tomorrow, so the day I post this, they're going to announce the very last piece of content, some big expansion thing with some cool guy, and then we'll know what the all-ends look like and stuff like that. So if you were waiting on this to see what it looks like at the end, now is the time, I think, to do that. Go ahead and click that link, take a look over it, and then decide for yourself. I had a lot of fun with the game. It needed some streamlining around the gaming part of it, but the actual playing it and opening windows and fighting guys, that was all fun, and of course that's why you're there at the end of the day. The vampires, by the way, are super cool because they're not your typical vampires like at all. Like the clans, it reminds me a lot of Legacy of Kain if you played that back in the day. Not the like the first top-down game, but the Soul Reaver one where you had the different clans that like mutated over time, and so the different vampire clans are all different. Very much like this. I also wanted to point out one of the coolest minis that I've seen in a while. They have some wild minis, by the way, like crazy cool stuff. But this guy right here, a patron of mine actually mentioned him for a different reason, but I honestly thought he looked really cool. So this guy is wearing this other guy as like a head ornament. Like his arms are like stretched out across this guy's ears, and his spine is like making some kind of halo, and his entrails are like hanging off the side of him. Disgusting cool. I love it. Very, like, it's not what you would think when you hear vampires. So that is for sure. I like that they're doing something different there. That being said, do your own research, go ahead and watch some reviews, figure out if this is right for you, because at the end of the day, this is a lot of money for board games, and you want to make sure you're spending your money well. Okay, also, we will have Rise of the Necromancers. That's coming out in 20 hours as of recording, which means like any moment now by the time you watch this. In fact, if you watch this when it's not day one, you should subscribe to see more stuff like this. Then they're actually, it could be live now. Either way, there'll be a link down below. If you don't recall, this has been on Kickstarter before, successfully published, delivered, all that. People enjoyed it. Mythic Games is using their Phoenix line to essentially give it the Mythic Games treatment. In other words, more publicity, more ads, more marketing, more kind of fit and finish. They kind of went over the rules again. They also added this expansion right here, the Undead Sea. And according to this comment, they have more that they're going to be covering as well, probably via stretch goals and stuff like that. So if you already have it, I'm sure they're going to have a upgrade. If you haven't had it, but it looks interesting, well, this is definitely the version to get, I feel, if you're going to get one. And because it's already a made game that they're just kind of, you know, dotting I's and crossing T's, it's one of the safest things you can back. So if you do want to make sure your money goes to a thing that you're going to get, something like this is definitely it, where it's practically all done. There's not really a lot of development time or anything like that. It should just be smooth sailing. And their previous Phoenix line ones, my understanding, have been. So that's good as well. Okay. Come on, we had to talk about this. January 18th is when everybody's going to lose their crap and lose their money and freak out. Some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to love it. And we're all going to yell at each other online. It's what we do. It's a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. I'll probably yell on both sides because I'm just conflicted as always. Marvel Zombies, a Zombicide game from CMON, coming out January 18th. That's next Tuesday at the time of posting. And day one expansion, you get a giant Galacticus Devourer that you don't need, that is a waste of space, that you'll get anyway because it looks cool. And then, you know, hey, why not? So, we don't need board games to begin with, right? And there's already a storage problem. Minis getting this big, why? I don't, like, that JOA dragon, which you might be able to see, takes up so much freaking space. I never know where to put it. It's super cool and awesome, and I painted it and I love it. It sits at the top of my shelf because it can't go anywhere else. It won't fit in a Calyx shelf. This is something you put in front of your lawn, like a gargoyle or something like that. So anyway, this is coming January 18th. One thing they did announce, in case you didn't know, they're going to have an X-Men Resistance thing. And this is where it's going to get me. I don't care about the zombie versions of the minis at all. I could care less about getting a zombie Captain America. I have negative interest in that. It just doesn't appeal to me. It's not exciting to me. I don't even necessarily like their theme on zombies, and I certainly don't like my heroes and the people that I love to follow be animalistic and, you know, eating people. It's not my thing. It's I love The Walking Dead because it's the zombies, but I don't like if they were all zombies. I just no. So notice here, these are not zombie X-Men. Now I love the X-Men. Besides Spider-Man, definitely my favorite. And yeah, you get to defend the mansion from a whole bunch of zombies as the X-Men. Yes, please. Okay, so that gets me, and that's where I'm conflicted, because it's like, I don't know how standalone it is. Could I just get that? I don't know. Well, just may as well get the rest of the stuff. Guys, it's gonna be big. I know that much. And look at all of those minis. All of those minis. Look at all those repeats. Ooh, I love zombie minis. It should be interesting. But yeah, I love the idea of defending the X-Men's mansion with actual, like, playing as the superheroes. Oh, it sounds awesome. And they have, like, Rogue up front too. The only thing that could improve this is Gambit. Well, I mean, we got Storm. I love that. I don't care about Colossus. But if we had Rogue and Gambit, I love that duo anyway. Something about that Southern charm, man. It is what it is. Okay, moving on from that. That's going to be the 18th. Okay, we have Yucatan, and I wanted to show you guys this instead of this, because this doesn't really tell you anything. It's a sacrifice everything to emerge victorious in this Euro conflict hybrid game from the designer of Kemet. They're definitely leaning on that designer of Kemet thing. So if you like Kemet, if you like that style game, this is probably something similar. Euro conflict is kind of an interesting term. I get it. It's just kind of funny to me. This will be January 11th. So this is coming out like today at the time of posting as well. So this will be big. There'll be a link down below. You can see the minis. They actually look very cool. I love the Aztec kind of style stuff going on, the South American kind of spin on different enemies and stuff like that. And then you get more unique stuff you don't get a lot, like monkeys and crocodiles and stuff like that, not just spiders and hawks and whatnot. So it looks really cool. These guys have already had their hands on it. They've been playing it. They've been talking about it. So that's cool. And they probably know more than me, honestly, because the moment I saw this, I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Anytime it tries to, I don't know. So one of the problems with like a round thing, in my opinion, is that you're always like not seeing things right. Like there is always at least a spot you can sit, or a spot or two you can sit in a square board game and see everything correctly in front of you and nothing's upside down. In a circle one, you're always going to see stuff facing away from you where you sit, and that bothers me a little bit. I would try to pick a seat and not know where to sit there. so that is already kind of like an to me, but that's just me being weird, and perhaps you're not like that. The art looks good, so it definitely looks pretty interesting. It says 60 minutes of intense fighting, gets stronger with every battle. So it just, there's a lot of interest there, that is for sure, and I know it was on a lot of your guys' list. So you'll want to check this out as well. Next up, Final Girl Series 2, not Season 2. Should have been Season 2, not Series 2, but whatever. That it's going to be big as well. I loved the idea of Final Girl. I love the tropes that it's playing on. I love those style movies. You can always pinpoint the chick that's going to survive and kill everybody, right? Like it's very obvious she's the one not fooling around, right? Like it's a cool theme, and I love it, and I think that's great. And now that I'm actually more like solo oriented as well, I'm also more interested in it. I've actually played games solo a few times now, and I did enjoy myself. I know it's weird, but whatever. It has to be the right game. The only thing I didn't like about the first one was, I think at the very end, they had like a mystery $10 item that it's like, hey, give us $10, you give it a miss. And I will never pay for something I don't know. Show me what I'm buying and I'll buy it. Otherwise not. Back when I played Marvel Heroes, the video game, I actually paid like the lifetime thing to get everything, because then I knew what I was getting, as opposed to, trying my luck and trying to get different people and stuff like that. Like I would always outright buy something instead of doing the whole loot box thing. And I'm fine paying premium for that, for the knowledge and fact that I know I'm getting what I want. So that was kind of an issue with me, but that honestly was pretty minor, and the rest of it looked great. So this also looks cool, and the theme looks cool. Here's another email that we're going to have to get information with. I have no idea why they don't just put this on the page. You can swap pages pretty easily when it comes to the preview, so you can have a preview version and then like a public so anyway, whatever. I think they love emails, and I hate getting emails, so we're at conflict there. But they have a necromorph thing, which is kind of interesting and kind of Dead Spacey by the sounds of it. Then we have the organism, so very much The Thing. I dig that as well. Who doesn't love that movie? It's great, and it's got that Arctic theme and all that, so that sounds super exciting. Then we have the intruders, and then we have the big bad wolf. This is probably my least caring one per se. It might be cool, we'll see. And then the ratchet lady, which just looks freaking sweet as well. So a whole bunch of stuff that is going to be brand new. It looks just as big as Series 1, so excited about that. We also have Skytear Horde. This is actually a really cool game. It's essentially based off the Skytear game from before that delivered it on Kickstarter and all that. So it's the same world that they're kind of developing their own IP, which I love that. But it's a card game that's kind of like a castle defense thing, from my understanding. It looks pretty neat. It looks kind of cool. I think Alex from Board Game Co. said it gave him a lot of like vibes from other games. That I'll let him speak to that. I'm not gonna try and put words in his mouth per se, but either way, he was like, it gives me a lot of like Hearthstone kind of stuff, but physical, so better. So anyway, I don't know, it looks cool. The art looks cool. I might be able to show this off. It goes live again January 11th. If I do, it's going to be late, obviously. So I'll let you guys know on that. And then there is Guardians of Fire. Now, with the Guardians of Fire, I'm going to caution against backing it. And I ended on this note mainly because I didn't want to have some negative thing with all the hype. Like, that's a weird context switch to be like, oh, this looks cool, this looks cool. So don't get this. This looks cool, this, right? But I don't want to end on a bad note either. It's just a caution. You just got to be careful. When it doesn't feel safe to me. That's not saying it's not, but you definitely want to do your research. So let's do some research. Okay, so you can see this is by Magical Miniature Game, and you might think, well, that's kind of a silly name. Well, it is, and it's because they made it up after their first name. So they had an mmgames, I believe, .com is like their website or something like that. And that's because it actually stood for Mythic Monolith Game. They claimed they had no idea about either of these companies, Mythic Games or Monolith. A Beast of War, like they paid Beast of War to show off their stuff like everybody does, right? And so Beast of War had this article saying a new Kickstarter miniatures game by Mythic Monolith Game, and it got so many clicks, and everybody was like, what? Excuse me? They're partnering on something? What is this? Please, can I throw money at it? Let's do this. Instant, $3 million campaign. It's going to be crazy. Let's jump on this. And then you find out, no, it's just this company that named themselves Mythic Monolith Game. There was so much confusion that actually Beast of War edited their article and it clarified this isn't, but whatever. And then they quickly had to change their logo essentially and all their wording to Magical Miniature Game to match their domain they had already bought for MMG or MM Games or whatever it is. So I'll get to that. Now they are also, you can look here at I'm not going to show the preview, because I just don't want to spend too much time on this. But if you look at the preview, if you look at the page, you'll recognize a lot of these miniatures. So for instance, this and this one and, the big one as well, this guy here. And you'll notice Gardens of Fire here, but this is from a campaign that never delivered, that was like a wash. Everybody lost their money, way back when. It was supposed to deliver June 2020. Now, he actually explained this because people were like, why are you reusing miniatures? They responded saying that they essentially sold the rights to make miniatures from their Gardens of Fire IP that they own to Room 17 Games. It never worked out. And so now they're doing it themselves through Gardens of Fire, which I think is cool. Gardens of Fire also has already come out once. So this is like a re-release of it, because you can actually click here and go here and see here is the canceled version here. Again, I'm not going to show everything here, but I mean, you can see the guys here and stuff. Anyway, so it just, between a failed campaign, a canceled campaign, this campaign, and then the bald-faced lie saying that, gosh, where is the link? Saying that they didn't know Mythic Games or Monolith were big board game companies on Kickstarter. It either shows ineptitude to do your research, or more than likely, based off the chance that you got both of them combined, along with a black and white even symbol and stuff like that, that you were just trying to get clicks and get recognition and taking names from other people. And anytime I see something like that, especially when they don't just own up to it, I get a little cautious. And so I just wanted to, it looks cool. Like this looks neat. It's fine if you back it. Just go into it knowing that it might not work out. And anytime, I always want to steer you guys clear. So just want to make sure that you at least are knowledgeable about that. So you have all the information, hey, this failed. Oh, hey, they're reusing minis, but they sold the rights and had permission and stuff like that. And so I just want you guys to be informed, and then you guys can make your own decision. So let me know if you are backing this. I would love to kind of follow up with you and kind of see how things are going, because it's probably not something I'm going to track heavily. It might cancel again. I don't know. But, cause this one had 31,000. It was only asking for 11. It's still canceled. So it's whatever. Anyway, guys, that's it. There's a huge amount of stuff here. We got a Mythic Games game coming out. We have a Come On game coming out. We have the Ancient Blood thing that's ending. We have a whole bunch of Yucatan coming out, like a ton. Final Girl Series 2. This is already going to be a rough 2022. I can already tell you that, because I was already telling you guys about February. Speaking of which, Kingdoms Forlorn is coming. Yes, I will be showing it off to you guys. The moment I get it, I'm going to film an unboxing, and you guys are going to see it yourselves. And I'll put early links and stuff like that or early images and stuff on my Discord, as I normally do to all my Discord patrons, because I'm excited and I can't help but share. I'm going to be playing it. I'm going to be reviewing it, so you guys will know fully what to expect come February. So, and that should probably be around maybe the middle of February that it comes out, but it could change. It just depends. I'm assuming after Kamon's Kickstarter's done. So know that that's coming out, right? When you go to Kamon's Kickstarter and you're like, $450 for all the bells and whistles. Well, that's everything. Know that Kingdoms Forlorn is right around the corner, literally, and then keep that in mind when you do that. But anyway, guys, that's it. That's all I had. Guys, have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know if I missed anything. Let us know in the comments below. I can add a link to it. Of course, I would love to do that. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, guys. Bye.